do it in a healthy way, right? When we are talking about grieving, we're talking about what is in your heart. What are you feeling that you need to, in a healthy way, release it so it doesn't show up in other areas of your life, that it doesn't show up in stress in your body, so that it doesn't show up as you lashing out into other people who ain't got nothing to do with it. Right? This is the time and the space for you to grieve in a healthy manner. Top 10, we're going down to our next top 5, our bottom 5. Here we go. Number 4, change in health. Everybody's health has been and will be affected by this COVID-19. Moving forward, how we deal with health issues, how we look at health care, all of our health will be affected because of 2019. And now, if no one has given you permission or access, please use this as a way to give you access to grieve. Number 3, corporate worship. Mosque, churches, temples, all of those and others are empty. Let's just go in there. They're empty. They are empty because they can no longer have corporate worship the way that they used to. So now they're doing a lot of online ways to connect. But going into the temple, going into mosque, going into churches, the loss of the ability. So there's one thing about grieve. There's one thing about worshiping, worshiping individually. There's a whole nother when you talk about worshiping corporately, right? If we want to go into Christianity where it's all when two or more are gathered, there's this, you have this feeling like you're not in this alone. And not to be able to go through the place of worship, of seeing people and families and friends, and being able to carry out certain ceremonies and rituals spiritually, is shifting and changing. And it's okay. It is okay to grieve at this time. Number 2, self-care activities. I'm talking about your barbershops, your hair salon, your nail shops, waxing, hair removals, like all that has changed. And a lot of people pride themselves on their self-care. That's a buzzword that everybody uses now. I'm practicing self-care, and not being able to do that. Let me tell you, these eyebrows, willy, let me tell you, I've been getting my eyebrows done since middle school, okay? And that is the one thing, is like, let me get these eyebrows together, and that, I start shrinking. And that's real. I start because I'm so used to, and I feel comfort, and I feel pretty when my eyebrows are like nicely arched, and that not being the case, right? And I was actually going I was not going to do this video with my eyebrows like this. I was going to do a little switcheroo, but I'm grieving it. I really am. And the number 1, this is 10 things that you now have permission to grieve over. Number 1, social gatherings. I'm talking about going to the gym. I'm talking about support groups, right? Your NAs, your AAs, and all of those parties, book clubs, those who volunteer in community service, your dance class, your yoga sessions, your karate classes, going to the movies. Like, literally, our social gatherings have been forever changed. And we can take a moment, several moments, however time. There is no time stamp on grief. There isn't, right? It's not get over it. It's not it's been 10 days, so now you get to get over it. Grief doesn't work like that. Grief, we say, or I say, and it has been said in so many words too, but grief is a journey. And I always say this: heal at your pace. Heal at your pace. No one can tell you how short or how long of a time to grieve, but it is healthy to grieve. It is healthy for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul to grieve. So don't deny yourself that ability. So grief is a journey. You heal at your pace. Use this time to get mad, healthy, to, write down your fears, articulate as best you can of your fears, not allow the grief to succumb you, that it leads to suicidal thoughts, that it leads to depression, that it leads to isolation, because it is very easily to get into an isolated state. And it's like better said, right? It's like, what you mean? I am forced in isolation. And sometimes if you don't shed that, heal that, address it, it can form into other things moving on. So those were 10 things that you now have permission to grieve over. I hope that this has been helpful and useful for you. Like I said, I felt called and led to provide this list for you. If there are other things that I have not listed, which I'm sure there are, please put them in a comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so I know that you are here, that you are accounted for, that you are part of this community. I wish everyone light and love and healing during this time, and I will check back in with everyone more sooner than later. Until we meet again.